Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, I want to start with a question, and I want you to sit with it for a moment. What is the thing that's been holding you back? What if all this time you've actually been afraid of succeeding? Of becoming the person you're truly capable of being? Think for a sec. This isn't a motivational quote. If you think that is, this is a real psychological concept. And today, I want to walk you through it. So, let's start with, where does this come from? So in 1972, psychologist Abraham Maslow identified a pattern called Jonah Complex. Now, why Jonah? In the biblical story, Jonah didn't run from his calling because he thought he couldn't do it. He ran because he was terrified of what it would ask of him. So Maslow described this as the fear of one's own greatness, the evasion of one's destiny. And what I find most interesting about this is that it doesn't feel like fear when you're living it. It feels like being practical, humility, and it sounds like, who am I to think I can do something like this? But underneath that quiet voice, what's actually there is terror. So now let's talk about why this happens. Your sense of identity, the story you carry about yourself that is built around your current life. Like your routine, relationships, struggle, and limits. And here's what I've observed is when real success becomes possible, or when the opportunity is right there in front of you, your brain doesn't respond with excitement. It responds with panic, because success means change, and change means the identity you've built starts to shift. Research shows that people will unconsciously sabotage real opportunities just to stay consistent with their self-image. Even their self-image is limiting them. Like you apply and then quietly withdraw, or you start something and then find a reason it won't work. So one thing you need to understand is that's not your bad luck. That's a psychological pattern running on repeat. Maslow also pointed out something deeper here, that success brings responsibility. And once you succeed, your expectations change. People see you differently. And you can no longer protect yourself by staying small. So our minds sometimes make an agreement. If I never fully try, I never have to carry the weight of what I could have been. That's not our laziness. That's self-preservation at the cost of our potential. Now, I want to share the costs of this pattern, which doesn't always look dramatic. First, it shows up as chronic underachievement. Not because the ability isn't there, but because every time we get close to our own ceiling, something pulls us back. Second, a kind of unexplainable dissatisfaction. We look at our life and think, we have enough, but something always feels unfinished. That feeling, I believe, is the unlived version of us, still waiting. Third, resentment that has no clear target. We see someone succeed in the area in which we stepped away from, and then we feel uncomfortable, like we are not jealous or thinking that it could be me. But because we never fully acknowledged why we stepped back, we carry that silently. And fourth, patterns of self-sabotage. The opportunity that suddenly felt wrong. The project abandoned at 80%. The relationship that got too good, too fast, and you left. All of it. The Jonah Complex, keeping you protected from your own growth. So I want to invite you to think about something. Is there a moment, recently or not so recently, where something real was right in front of you? A clear next step. And you didn't take it. Not because you weren't capable, but because something in you quietly said, not yet. Not me. Think for a moment. That, I would suggest, it wasn't doubt or wisdom. That was your own Jonah moment. And the ship you stepped back from was yours. So, what do we actually do with this? I want to share 4 simple steps that I find genuinely helpful from journals, articles, or from meaningful researches. The first thing you do is to name it. The Jonah Complex lives in the unspoken. The moment you say out loud, I'm not afraid of failing, I'm afraid of what success asks of me, something shifts. Name the version of yourself you've been avoiding. Write it down. Second, separate identity from your potential. Becoming more doesn't mean losing who you are. Growth builds on your past, it doesn't erase it. Everything you've been becomes the foundation. Third, move before you feel ready. This pattern feeds on waiting. I'll start when I'm more prepared, when the time is right, but you know you never fully prepares, so start with the resources you have, not a full plan. And fourth, reframe the responsibility. The weight of becoming someone greater isn't a burden. It's evidence that you were always capable of more. Every person who are success felt this same fear. The difference is they moved toward it anyway. So I'll leave you with this thought. Stop running, start building. If this was helpful, please subscribe, like, and comment for more videos.